Hello, 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 everyone. So, today is going to be a special video, and I thought about, what would be super useful that I wish that I had when I was starting my social media marketing plan. And today I decided I'm going to actually just go into my work and just show you everything, like from planning to design. And I'll show you the social media tools that I use. And this is just a really good one. It's very visual. So I'll show you like all the steps I take, and hopefully it'll just help you. Okay, let's do this. All right. So we are currently at the very, very beginning. So I created a deck in Canva, and I'll just spend a little time on each slide, and hopefully this will just kind of help you get some ideas of how to start with your social media plan. Okay, here I have some goals, things that I want to focus on. This is just like a brain dump right now. And then here's where I started to brain dump some social media ideas for September. And I first started the layout like this because I'm so visual. So I thought it would be cool to have like an icon for each platform. Yeah, so these were the ideas that I had for September. But yeah, so I pretty much like started to brain dump social media ideas for each month. And then here was just a lot. This was like my very first YouTube video in a long time, so I just did a huge brain dump. I didn't even look at this actually when I made my first video, but overall it helps to do this. I think it just helps you get out all of these ideas that you have inside. That way you can kind of like filter it out and think better after. So here we have August, and it looks like I finished everything in August. The only thing I didn't finish was print out copies of book to shoot, and that's because uploading my book to a website that could print and ship took a while, and I'm actually still waiting for my book. So yeah, but I will say it's really important to be able to look back and see what you've already accomplished. I think this is such a huge one because I will do something and then I totally forget about it, and then I feel super behind and I'm like, I haven't done anything yet. When in reality, I actually have already accomplished things. I just don't think about it. Then I literally made a slide that says brain dump, and these are just like random ideas that pop up while I'm walking around and I just need to get something out. I think it's good to have that just so that if you get a random idea, you have it, you can kind of sit on it and think about it and decide if you want to actually pursue these goals. I then made a slide for book talk influencers because another big goal of mine was to look for book talk influencers that I thought would be a good fit for me so that I can message them and have them like review my book or. So I have not done this yet, but it's pretty much on my to-do list. But it's good to have a slide, like if you want to talk to some people, have that slide ready, and then you know that this is on your list of things to do. So here is my action plan for September, and I'm still working on these. And then down here, this is a lot, and this is a big I'm giving myself some big goals. Honestly, because Inktober is next month and I have participated in Inktober a few times. Basically, what it is you release an illustration every single day for the month of October, and they give you a prompt and you pretty much draw whatever the prompt is. So they have like mustache, crown, deer. So it's a great way to just post every single day and also get better at your drawing. And then I'm going to continue with the blog, 4 blogs one blog a week, short video. I was going to aim for 3 reels a week. We'll see if I can do that. And then for the carousel sliding posts, I'm going to just continue with once a week how I did for the month of September. So just so you know, this is all going to be for the month of October. So I have to have my plans for October in the month of September. And then here I just put in a calendar. I think I'm starting to figure out a routine that works for me, because before I literally just drew every single day. So my plan, and maybe this will inspire you, the way that I was thinking of planning my week is beginning of the week is more pre-planning, refining it, and then near the end is like designing it. And then like the end of the week could be just cleaning anything up, refining, editing your videos to make sure everything looks good. And then there's like another calendar. I think this calendar would be great if I finish certain days. Like, let's say I finish my carousel post, I can put like an Instagram icon here and here for all the days that I did, so I can visually see what days are done and what days I need to do. I haven't done that yet, but that's kind of my plan with this whole layout. I also had some income ideas because there are so many different ways that you can make income now. So these are more like, I'm going to look back at these once I'm done doing my whole like book launch. And then I made this slide when I was trying to figure out my logo, and this helped a lot. I realized I like that hand-drawn look, so I really wanted just like to hand draw my logo. And then I started to make a list of illustration agencies and publishing houses that I would like to reach out to once I'm done with this book. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next part. So this was literally just the brain dump, trying to plan, trying to organize how you are going to handle your business. So the next thing I did was I made a Google Drive, and you can ignore these. This is, I sent these to people, my book, for people to look at, just to get their thoughts kind of thing. Okay, so the main thing to look at are these 2 top ones. So the first one here is pretty much another brain dump, and it's like anytime I have an idea of a blog or anything that I would want to talk about, I just make a new document. And this works for me, so maybe it'll work well for you. I came up with this one because I saw a lot of pins with this title, and I clicked on a lot of them. So I was like, oh, that would be a great blog idea. I will say most of these, I start them off as blogs. I'll show you past references. I also began coming up with ideas for reels, just brainstorming like funny things that I could do, like videos. So these are the ones I finished. These were some carousels I was inspired by. So I just kind of made it like slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. And this is not a blog. This ended up just being a social carousel. This was another blog. And this one I ended up making a blog, and then I made pins, and I just came up with different titles that could possibly work. And this is when ChatGPT is super useful. Like, don't have ChatGPT write your blogs, because they do a terrible job. In my opinion, I don't think they do art that great, but they're good at ideas and coming up with, like, if you're going to brainstorm and try to figure out what to talk about, or like different Pinterest title names, it's really great for that. But if you're going to actually do blogs, I would say handwrite them yourself. Do not have ChatGPT write them, because I did that once and it was really noticeable how bad my writing was. And it's like, it didn't even sound like me. It was like another person writing this blog. Don't have ChatGPT write your blogs. All of these blogs I handwritten myself, and it's my voice, which is important. And most of these blogs, like, you can write it and then come back to it, because you'll like have one idea and then you need to come back and fix things up, or you're like, oh wait, no, this wouldn't work, blah blah blah. it really helped for me to read other illustrators' blogs. For some reason, it just inspired me so much. So when they were done, that's literally when I had it up in my scheduling app and ready to go. Then I put it in the done folder. That way I don't have to worry about it. For Inktober, I just got the words for Inktober, and then I just came up with some ideas of what I could draw. I'll just show you a couple more. I was seeing so many pins with this, how to write and illustrate your own children's book. And since I just did that, I figured this would be such a great one to talk about. And yeah, so this was kind of the whole like brain dump, writing your blogs, and then some of them end up being social media carousel posts. This one I'm going to turn into a social media carousel post. I already was visualizing it as I wrote this. Now I'm just going to show you the finished pieces. So I designed these in Illustrator. Here they are. This should help you a lot. Okay, so these up here are my social media carousel posts that I put on Instagram and LinkedIn. Get to know me. This one did really well. I think it's so important to show your personality, and if there's something you feel strongly about, let people know. I'll just show you one more, and this was pretty easy to make. It's mainly the content part, that the planning part, that you have to get that right. And then I will show you some pins, and I just used a bunch of different titles. I think I have about 17 pins, and I just put them into Metricool and had them planned out for the whole month of September. And then the last one here are my reels, my very funny reels. Okay, now we're going to get into the juicy stuff. I'm just letting you know my Illustrator file is very messy, but I think that this will help you a lot just so that you can get an idea of what it looks like to create your social media. So I started off with just empty like Pinterest artboard, Instagram or LinkedIn artboard, and then I just copied them and went down. This was for like video covers. I didn't really make any video covers, but I have the size here if needed. And then I chose my colors already. So definitely have your color palette, have your fonts ready. And yeah, so just so you know, I actually hand drew these. It didn't take long. I mean, I just used the brush that I was using a lot when I was making my book. And then I just played around with different textures and layered them. And then I just hand drew these in Procreate and airdropped them onto my laptop. And yeah, I just kind of played around. I mean, these obviously they all look very similar, so it was pretty easy to get these done quickly. But I think that this will be good to really test out what titles do well, if they click on a certain title versus another one. And then this was my get to know me post, and this was the post that I decided to make more personal, like I love Marina, I love RuPaul, I love really bright colors. Just like really trying to let people know about me as a person. And I'm going to pin this post just so that if someone lands on my page, they can get a good idea of who I am. But yeah, for me, I like having this like overhead view of like what I'm working on for the month. Yeah, so these are just the carousels. Up here are the pins. And my plan is to just copy this and make a version for October. And I'm going to make the colors just a little different. Or I don't know, I'm going to make it a little bit different. We'll see. I'll report back on that. And lastly, I just wanted to show you my Metricool page. This is where I do the planning, and it's mainly for Pinterest and the social media carousel posts. So all of the flat images I use for Metricool. And you can just see it right here. I will say the platform is very easy to use. You can change the view here. I like seeing it by the month personally, but it's really good for that. And then you can also see the data and engagement and analytics over there. And just so you can see, they even give you an example of what it would look like. So you can write the caption and then you can see what it would look like. And then here's my hashtags. I have just like a notes that I open up and I copy it and paste it. And then you could just schedule it right there. Anyways, I really hope that this helped you out. I hope that this kind of inspires you. I really wanted to show how I plan everything so you can actually visually see what it looks like to, get the folders, the documents, everything set up. This personally would have helped me a lot when I was trying to plan out my social media. I just have such a scattered ADHD brain, and I am learning to be more organized. And yeah, I just really want to share like how I'm organizing everything, and I really hope that this inspires you to get your business going, get your social media plan going, and let me know if you like this video, if this helped a lot. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.